girl Promise, and I'm back with another video. So today I am doing boho locks for you guys, medium length. This is my second hair tutorial upload, so I'm really getting into it, y'all. So this is my second time doing locks on myself. The first time I did locks, it went through a variety of phases. When I originally did them, like, they had little curls on the end. They were a little bit longer. And then they were also really thin. I didn't add that much hair to them. So it was super thin in the top, and then I had curls on the bottom. And it felt a little funky when I had it, but you know when you do your hair and you're like, oh, I don't really like it, but you give yourself a few days and like you do your edges and do your makeup and stuff to see if you like it. So I gave myself a few days to see if like it would grow on me, and it didn't grow on me. So I was like, yikes, I gotta fix this. Like after a week, I like redid it and I added more hair to it, and I cut the little curl off on the end because it was looking stupid, and it was getting, I just didn't do it right, so it looked stupid, and it was getting tangled with the rest of my curls, and that on top of the tangling of my locks, it was too much. So I took a day to redo them, and I retwisted some of them. Like I just added hair on top of them to make them thicker, and then I cut the little thing off on the end. The mistake that I made was burning the ends to secure it, because burning your ends makes them stick together. And I know you can like dip them or something to make them not stick together or something like that, but I didn't feel like doing all that. I had already retwisted my hair and I had to redo my whole head, so like I really was not in the mood to do all that. But in this video I'll show you guys how I got these ends to be secure, you know, without using glue or without burning my ends. I also used a variety of hair for this tutorial. I want to say it was 3 different types of hair. And the only reason you really only need 2 types of hair, but I couldn't find my burgundy hair in the right colors, so I ended up getting a different brand. But yes, so this is my second attempt, and I watched so many YouTube videos, you guys. I watched like 4 or 5 YouTube videos on how to do like the proper bohemian locks, because there are a variety of different locks, you know, different shapes, different sizes, different textures, and I had to find the type that I like and what kind of hair to get the type of texture in my locks that I wanted. So I had to play around with a lot of different hair types, but I think that I kind of nailed it this time, and I kind of got them to look how I wanted them to look. So next time I plan on doing another video on my locks, because I want to really perfect my lock game, y'all. Like I'm really trying to be on it. So hopefully like this is better than my last set. Hopefully my next set is better than this set. So the next time I do locks, I plan on doing booty locks. Like I want them to be long, like pretty long. So I definitely will show that to you guys, and how I did the extensions and all that kind of stuff. Right now I decided to do like a medium length, just because I was playing around with the textures and I wanted to make sure I got the technique down before I went and did length. So now that I kind of got that down, I'll probably do some length next time. But yeah, if you want to see how I got this look, please keep watching. Okay, so this is what we're looking like right now. I have 4 more left, thank God. I've been doing it for today for how long? What time is it? I started at I think 12, so I think I've been doing it for like 3 hours now. And then last night I did probably like 4 or 5 hours, including the parting and stuff. So yeah, this has been taking me a minute. This is what the back looks like. So I'm going to show you guys how I do these. I kind of did each one a little bit differently, especially the extension part. I'm just going to go through it, and I'll just talk about things I did differently through each one so it's not confusing. Oh, first I want to show you guys the hair that I got. So I got a few different types of hair, and I found that these locks come out looking better, like more distressed and more natural looking when you use a mixture of hair textures. The 3 brands that I use are I use A Fri, this brand, and I use this Bobbi Boss Afro Kinky hair. So yeah, those are all the different hair types that I use. So I got Brazilian water curl hair for the burgundy, just because they didn't have the A Fri hair in burgundy, so I had to get a different brand in the burgundy one. The lengths are also different, but the lengths for locks hair doesn't really matter, because if it's too long, you can just start wrapping it back up the hair. So length, and you can just cut it off. So length doesn't really matter. But for the black, it doesn't say it on here, but I'm pretty sure this is like 10 inches. And then this is 18 inches. And then the kinky hair that I got, if I had to guess, I'll probably say around 10 inches, but it doesn't have it on here. But yeah, so various inches, various hair textures. And yeah. And originally I had also got a pack of twists, because that's what I use to extend my hair, to make my hair a little bit like longer to the length that I want it to be. I use a crochet twist, and I would crochet it to well, also the part of my hair that I did, I braided it and then twisted it. It's not a braid all the way down because that takes way too much time, so I just did a braid to secure it and then a twist at the end. So I would crochet a twist where the braid is, and that's what I would use for my extension, and then like in the back I would have to cut it if it was too long. But you can also get braids that you want to be that length. Like let's say you want booty length locks, then you can get booty length braids, and then you can just wrap the hair around the braids, or booty length twist. It doesn't really matter what it is because it's gonna get wrapped with hair. But basically what's underneath doesn't really matter. So I ran out of twists, so I started like using my Afro Kinky hair as like an add-on piece. So I would just start a braid, and then I would just add the Afro Kinky hair in, and then I would just make it longer. And also one thing I like about this Afro Kinky hair, this Bobbi Boss brand, is that each piece comes like individually in a rubber band. So they're already separated. You don't have to separate them. You don't have to separate it yourself. All right, so I separate the piece. Yeah, let's do this side first. So I'm gonna undo the twist first. And I found it's easier to add hair into a braid than it is a twist, but I'm gonna show you guys how I do it just in case you're not sure how to do that. So you have your hair in threes, you're doing a regular 3-strand twist. And then I usually just take the hair and I just add it in there. Like I have my hair in my hands and I just add the braided hair to that. And then once you run out of hair in like this one, because this is just your hair, once you run out of hair there, then I'll start a 2-strand twist. And also another problem that I ran into, I was using a springy twist to as an add-on, and if you just crochet the springy twist to your hair and then start wrapping the lock around that, it'll make the lock curly. So if you want to go for a curly look, that's a cute way to do it if you were just to use spring twist as an extension. But I didn't want mine to be springy. I wanted them to just be straight, like how you see these ones are. I liked the straight look better. But if you want curly look, that's a good way to do it. But in order to fix that problem, like when I wanted them to be straight instead, I just untwisted the spring twist and then I just retwisted it in my hair, like how I'm doing with this. And that helped it not curl up. It's gonna curl up a little bit because I twisted it kind of tight, but it's gonna look like this. It doesn't have to look cute, you just want it to be extended. And then I also kind of leave the ends kind of undone because you don't really have to do it all the way because that's gonna end up being wrapped and probably cut. So don't waste time on doing that. And then I take some of the A Fri hair. I'll just take one. I just start off with one and then I just add on as I go. And I'm gonna crochet it. Gonna crochet it through here. I've been having a really difficult time with this camera focus, you guys. And so I'm trying my hardest like to make sure that I don't give you guys out of focus video footage, but sometimes it just happens. Okay, so once it's crocheted through, I just leave a little bit on this end and the rest is here. And make sure you kind of undo the hair a little bit. You don't want it to be still in the lock. Give it some texture by undoing the curl a little bit, and then you just wrap it. I kind of do it a little bit tighter on the roots than I do on the rest of it, just because you know you want your hair to last. So I kind of go tight on the root and then I loosen up as I work my way down, and then I get tighter again at the ends. But you don't want to wrap too tight because they'll be really uniformed. And I wrap multiple, like as you'll see as I go, but I use multiple pieces of hair, and that's what helps give it more texture. And right about here, I'm gonna just add some hair, and I'll just take another strand by the end, and hold it like how I'm holding the rest of my hair. And then I'll separate this curl and start wrapping again. Now, also I have developed, I don't want to say a method because I really feel like it was not that difficult to figure out. But when I first started watching videos on how to do locks, a lot of people were like burning the ends of their hair to secure it, or they were using nail glue or eyelash glue. I've seen it all on YouTube. But what I do is I just keep wrapping it. So once you get to the end, you get like these little flyaways, and I just keep wrapping it and wrapping it and wrapping it, and it just seals itself because it's a lock. So I usually just stop wrapping at the length that I want it to stop at. Can't get on my tippy toes enough, but I stop it right where I want my hair to stop, and then that's how I would know where I want to cut it. And then I start wrapping back up my hair, back up the lock, all the way till you have no more hair to wrap. Like, you just keep wrapping all the way up. Now then you have this little tail, and I keep it like that as I keep adding more hair. Because sometimes you want to adjust the length as the curl, you know, recurls, and like as it gets its spring back. Then I take the Afro Kinky hair. Again, we're using this to wrap as our second layer. And that's kind of what makes this process take, you know, so tedious. It kind of makes it a little bit longer. It's just because you wrap so many times on just one individual lock. But the more hair you wrap, obviously the thicker it gets, and then also the more distressed look that you'll get. And I like the distressed look way better. And I'll probably be doing some more lock tutorials. Like the next time I'm gonna do like longer ones and show you guys, because locks are so easy to do, and they're probably like gonna be my favorite thing to do this whole summer. They're really inexpensive. The hair wasn't that much. I think I paid like probably, the A Fri hair was like $6 a pack, and then the water curl hair was $7 a pack. You could also use any other brand. It doesn't have to be these brands. Just try to stick with the same textures. Like, you want to do an Afro Kinky texture, and then you also want to do a soft curl texture, and that's how you get the best of both worlds, basically. Another mistake that I made when I first did my locks was I didn't crochet the hair through my hair, like through how I showed you guys. And that just makes the hair slide, so then eventually you'll be able to see the braid at your root. So you don't want that. That's what the crochet helps with. So each step is pretty tedious, but it's, to me, way easier than box braids. So I would prefer to do this. And another thing with the length, kind of my locks a little bit, they kind of vary in length a little bit. I try to stay like pretty much in the same area, but it's easy to just cut them. And then even if they're like a little bit different in length, they're locks, so it's supposed to be a little bit messy, you know. And that's the part I like the most about these locks, is that it could be messy and it's still cute. With the Afro Kinky hair, you're gonna crochet it through like how we did with the water curl hair. You're gonna crochet it through the exact same way, just the end of it. And this hair I don't really separate. I kind of just wrap it as it is, but the other hair you want to separate it. And then you wrap tight at the root, loose in the middle, tight on the ends. And at the end, like we did with the other strand of hair, we're gonna start wrapping it back up until there's no more hair to wrap. Now sometimes the lock looks how I wanted to after that step, but sometimes, like, I think I might wrap it one more time just because it looks a little thin, depending on the hair pieces you use, because in the water curl pack and in the A Fri pack, there's some hairs that, you know, it's varying in, like, you know, how much hair is in there. I don't think I explained that right, but basically what I'm saying is sometimes when you get to this step, the lock will look kind of skinny, and then sometimes it'll look like how you want it to. If it's skinny, add more hair. If it's perfect, you know, move on. Yeah, I'm gonna add another piece to this one, and hopefully it looks the way I want it to after that. Oh, also when I add another piece, I don't crochet that one. Like the last piece of hair I add, I don't crochet it in because I don't think it really needs to do that. It kind of locks onto the hair that's already there. So I'm just gonna add it, and how I would usually just do that by still separating this end. And you would just, I keep losing which lock I'm working on. And you just hold it, the end, you would hold it with the lock as you wrap. And you don't even have to start at the top, you can really just start wherever and just start wrapping. And that just helps give it more of a messy feel, and also so it doesn't look so scrawny. pretty good. Now I'm gonna cut it. I think it looks good. It's just, you can see really where I wanted to cut it because of where the lock ends. And there you have it. That's one lock. These actually came out really nice. I like them a lot. And the length. Okay, you guys, so that's the end of this video. That's pretty much how I got this look. It was pretty easy, pretty simple. At least I think so. It's way easier than box braids, that's for sure. Doing this hair is pretty simple. I did my hair throughout the weekend, so I started on Saturday and I finished on Sunday. And it took way longer for me to part my hair than anything else. So if you have someone to part your hair for you, then you're good. You'll probably get done pretty fast. Yeah, it's pretty much just the parting and the wrapping is the most time consuming part of everything. But the fact that it could be a little bit messy and it's still cute, that's like what I like the most about it, because even if I get lazy, I can be lazy in the middle of my head and it won't be ugly, like to the point where I have to take it out and redo it. So yeah, that's what I like the most about Bohemian locks. But if you like this video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more hair videos, because I plan on doing more uploads for you guys and really getting into the whole hair arena of YouTube. So yeah, make sure you stay tuned for that. And other than that, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!